folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome indeed. Welcome indeed.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk, and tonight's guests are some treasure salvers for sure. I guess they're working the 1715 fleet. Oh, there it is. That's a cool shovel, isn't it, Jeff?
This is
the Treasure Talk Titanium.
The Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium.
Pro Sifter Titanium.
And you can see this only weighs 2.4 pounds with the carbon fiber handle.
I might have to go get mine too, Jeff.
And you can see the size of that bucket. You can take a big bite with this. Plus, you can see on the bottom where there of the jewelry catcher. And this is the feature that is evident on the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium. We had it designed that way. You see, so you don't lose anything small.
The
only place you can get this is at Myers Metal Detectors.
$349.
$349.95. And that's with a carbon fiber handle. And trust me, that is a steal.
Right. And the only other add-on would be the pull handle. If you want that, the CKG pull handle is $29.95. So you're looking at $379.
And that's still a big steal, let me tell you.
And this is the travel version. So.
Yeah, that's the travel version. I don't have the travel version, but it's something that is available should you want it. I mean, this thing is light. It takes a huge bite. It will drain the sand well. Plus, you with the jewelry catcher, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I can get one of those, for $225." No, you can't.
It's not titanium. It would be stainless. And that, Jeff, I kind of quit doing the dry sand hunting because, hey, when you got a 5-pound scoop, you don't want to do the sand. You want to be out in the water where you can. You're buoyant, so the weight's not a biggest factor out there.
Yeah, but I still don't want a total 5-pounder.
But in the dry sand,
not even in the water, I don't.
Yeah, that's a screamer. Well, you don't feel it when you're in the water. You just don't. But up on the beach, you do. In the wet sand, you do. So that one at $349, that's a unbelievable.
And we're selling a bunch of them because here's a comment. Read it out, Philip.
Let's see. I received my Pro Sifter on Friday. I'm impressed by the lightweight. I can't wait to get out and try it out. Thanks, Phil. And that's Joe 4077.
Yep.
So thank you, Joe.
It is a nice piece of equipment. Unfortunately, I was down in Tampa when I picked mine up last Wednesday. I was planning on giving it a good test run down in Naples. But it was so impressive, it took my breath away, so I had to go to the hospital with pneumonia. So I never got to make my trip.
But I guess I shouldn't be laughing about that, Jeff.
Well, if y'all could have seen the look on Phil's face, because I was not in good health.
No, he looked bad. So I said, with his wife wanted him to go to a walk-in, and I said, yeah, there's a walk-in. It's right there on MLK here in Tampa, and all the medical offices are there. And I knew the hospital was next door, so if they needed a hospital, they just go across the street. So
I went right in there, and they said, "You're going to the hospital." And for all of those out there from Ohio, they're going to make a comment about me not looking good. I look worse. I look sick. I know I don't look good. It's like a mud fence. I look like a mud fence, but I was sick. So therein, save your comments in Ohio. Anyway.
Well, Jim Bakhorn said he bought your scoop, but we had plenty, so it really wasn't yours. Actually, yeah, it should be. Jim should be there any day.
He said he gets coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's an awesome school, and hopefully he'll get a chance to get in the lake and use it right away. So
That
I
would be
guess I
nice.
better do the disclaimer real quick, huh, Jeff?
You betcha.
Okay, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here on Treasure Talk belong to the Treasure Talk guest or member, not necessarily to Bill Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And of course, the most important thing, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting and educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And I don't know how Jeff did it, but he got the guys from over there on the East Coast, the Treasure Salvers and Captain Fizz, on the anniversary of the 1715 plate fleet wreck.
I'm just,
I don't know how he did it. Maybe he had ESP or something because he told me he didn't know. But today was the day, I guessed.
well, that's what today was the day. That's what
Yes.
Mel said. Fizz has said it.
And
But then again,
1715,
Fizz has said a lot of stuff.
yes, and he'll tell you some of it's true.
Oh yeah. Yes, indeed.
So anyway, I'm excited to have them on again. They're always special, and they'll talk about some of the finds they've had over there this season. And
Different things that's going on.
yes,
I think, unfortunately, though, Philip, that Brad Williamson is having some technical difficulties and is not able to join, but we still want him to try. He can join on his phone or whatever. We would certainly like for him to join us, but we do have the captain and the other captain, and they're all captains. That's why we titled this show, "Oh, Captain, My Captain."
There you go.
So you think we need to get into it, don't you?
Yes, let's get into it for sure.
Okay, folks, this is the stars of stage, screen, television, Hollywood Walk of Fame, you name it, they've been on it. They will continue to be on it. Some of the finest treasure hunters you ever want to meet. If you got any questions, make sure you get them in the chat. Jocelyn will field them or I will field them. We'll get them asked and answered. And we're going to have a great time tonight because they're right in the height of treasure hunting season. And let's get right to it. Let's bring on our guest for tonight, minus one, who's hopefully will join us soon. We've got the captain of all captains, Carl Fismer. Fizz is here, and Captain Mark Littleton. So let's bring him on.
Welcome, Cap.
Welcome,
Hey,
Captain.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, Captain Mark.
Hey, guys.
Welcome,
How y'all
guys.
doing?
So let's start with Captain Fizz. Where were you at today?
I'm working offshore. We're 4 miles out. Has that got some kind of reverb or something?
Yeah, you got a little echo.
Okay.
You got another computer or phone on or anything?
My phone's laying right here.
No, that sounds better now. It might have been on my end, Jeff.
It could be. I don't know.
Because I had YouTube open looking at comments. Maybe I can't do that.
That probably. Yeah, that will cause an echo for sure.
Yeah, I had the sound off. I had it muted, but it just was still causing echo. So I just delete that. So I can't see the comments. So Josh, you're going to have to yell them to me. Or Jeff, you're going to have to find them on there. So
we'll take care of it. We got Jocelyn in our corner.
Yeah.
We can't lose.
No, we can't. But anyway, to get back to us, Cap, where were you at today?
Yeah, I'm working offshore Fort Pierce these days as a hit checker. Some friends of mine, some good friends of mine who are excellent treasure hunters. Is that still doing that?
Off and on, but I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah, yours must not have started. Jocelyn's having a little difficulty over there. So you're over there.
Yeah, but Mark and Brad have been working our boat, the Pandion, and I'm going to be wrapping things up here with these other guys probably another week or so, and then I'm going to start diving with Mark and Brad on the Pandion. I was just checking hits from the old magnetometer surveys of years ago, and strangely enough, a lot of the old timer guys used to do all kinds of mag work, but when it came to going out and starting to check all the hits, they weren't too vigilant in doing that. So and so far we're finding some things, but it's all been junk. Mags, as you know, only hit on the ferrous metal, like the cannons, anchors, and things. But and we try to find those because we're hoping there'll be gold and silver laying nearby. And, God knows when I've worked the 1715 fleet for 22 years, and I've done pretty good on it. I got to start with D.L. Cheney and Jack Haskins way back when, and now I'm working with Brad and Mark. You couldn't ask for two better people. And so anyhow, that's what I've been doing. As I said, in about another week, I'll be going full time on the 1715 fleet.
Nice.
Well, Mark has got that Pandion just spiffed right up there, don't he?
He sure does. I'll tell you what, if I tried to do that, I could never do it. Mark has many talents, and that's one of them.
Well, it shows because that thicker's looking good.
Yeah, Mark, where's the background? You did have the background of the Pandion. You changed your
boy for the background. The background of the Pandion, that's been around for a long time. I think it originally started as a Miss Budweiser as a 6-pack down in the Keys.
It did. That's right.
Mark, yep. If I'm wrong, correct me, please.
Yeah, John Hallis, I think, started that.
Yeah.
Yes. Then from there, if I'm not mistaken, you and Brad purchased it after that.
Yeah. Well, Brad worked a lot of it with Bob Weller when Bob had it, and they did excellent. Somewhere like $7.5 million worth of treasure came up on that when Bob Weller had it, and Brad recovered a lot of that. Hopefully, we'll get him on here.
Yeah, we were still looking in the bilge for coins when Bob had the boat, but we haven't found any, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've been asked to join a new group that's just getting started. They're going to be doing treasure salvage down in the Caribbean, and since I have Jack Haskins research, everybody wants me. You know, Jack made many trips to the Archive of the Indies in Seville. And I realize now that every time he went over there, he had a big list made up, a big list of kings, dates, mints, assayers, and ships. And while he was doing his job, he had the people that worked there make microfiche copies of everything. And we only recently, Jack passed away in 2011. And I've had a closet in my house, dark and cool that whole time, because there were thousands of documents, copies of documents from the archives. Anyway, we've recently just rolled them out and we've ran them through a copy machine because they were starting to fade. And so we now have the old ones still okay, but we have brand new copies. And here's the kicker. I'm having a hard time believing this myself. The copies of the documents written in archaic Spanish by scribes hundreds of years ago, they're going through AI computers being translated. And every time one of Jack's papers goes through there, the machine is getting smarter. I just have a hard time getting my mind around that. You know, when I was over in Sri Lanka diving with Arthur C. Clarke, in the Taj Mahal treasure thing, Arthur Clarke and I had some conversations privately in his office. What an honor that somebody like that talking to me. But he said one day computers are only going to consider humans a nuisance.
Now they can consider me that. They do. Actually,
Yeah.
they do consider me a nuisance because they
Wow.
battle me every step of the way.
Anyway,
Well,
And they battle Phil because Phil touched a button and went away and came back.
so
they do. But
so-
hey, Mark, what I was saying about the Pandion, you had that background behind your picture. What happened to that?
I had to switch computers. It was on the other computer,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
Yeah,
Man,
so
that looked
because I
really
got sound in the beginning.
okay. I got it now because it looked really cool seeing your boat behind you. That was
That's a cool boat. And,
Yes.
It is a cool boat. Yeah, I had another background of us actually blowing a hole, but that's also on the other computer. So
bummer. Well, next time for sure. So,
yeah,
Get us
absolutely.
some of those pictures we can post.
Sure,
Yes.
absolutely. I got a whole bunch we can post.
You just get them up. People love to see that.
So Jeff had posted the my link to Cap's treasure coins. This one here. Now, how many of those did you dig, Cap?
well, I didn't, but I traded a lot of my coins to get those. There was over a 500,000 of them, and mostly excellent condition. You know, they were all clumped up, and so I just thought, what the heck? You know, the coin prices, treasure coin prices, are going through the roof. I mean, you know, it used to be you could buy an 8 real for a couple of $100. Now it's up to 1,000, 1,200, 1,500. It's just amazing. And I do supply a couple of busy places like museums. And I just thought, let's try those. And so we put them in there. It's a genuine sunken treasure coin, $39.95 with a certificate. And the museums have already sold several hundred of those. So it's really catching on. And if you're coming down here on vacation and you might want to get a starter coin for a young man or a young lady up north, or metal detecting even. And this is just the ticket. It's cheap and it's good and it's genuine and there's plenty of them.
Yes, and
as with all treasure coins, that's only bound to go up in price.
Right, and this would be a beginner one for somebody who doesn't want to put the $1,400 out for the 8 real. That is an awesome coin for somebody getting started in collecting treasure coins.
It absolutely, and look at the condition on. They're all in both sides, excellent condition.
It's in crazy nice condition. You know, you can read everything on that. So that's a cool find for sure.
From the British East India Company, you know, they were a formidable group, a force to be reckoned with. In the Johnny Depp movies, they make them sound like buffoons or something, but that's not the case. So those guys were butt kickers all over the world.
Yes, for sure. So now you guys, when you find coins over there, do you guys sell them? Mark?
Well, everything with the coins that we find, everything that we find has to be turned into Queen's Jewels, which is our contractor. We're a subcontractor of them. So we turn it into them. The state takes a percentage of what they want. Okay, Queen's Jewels gets a percentage, and the balance we get back probably be from this year, be next year we would get it back. So after that, we have backers. It gets divided amongst our backers, and plus we take our percentage.
Right. And do you guys often sell it with certificates of authenticity?
Absolutely. With what
Absolutely.
we get back.
Okay.
Well, we ought to have a big sale in September over at Phil's shop.
Yes, I'm going to be first in line.
It sounds like
Captain, both you guys, you could kind of bring over some stuff you want to sell. We can have Scuba Wise Treasure Days at Phil's shop one day. I'm going to be down there the 11th through the 17th. We'll just have a Captain Fismer, Mark Littleton Day. Scuba Wise, sell some stuff. Come by the shop, sell a bunch of books, autograph them, and all kind of stuff. You up for something like that, Mark?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, because you guys now, have you found gold this year?
No gold this year. Pretty much, we're working north of Fort Pierce Inlet, but just a hair south of Vero Beach. We're working a wreck up in there. We're following a scatter path. We're pulling up a lot of cannonballs. We're pulling up musket balls, pottery. Like I said, there's a whole ballast pile we've been following, a trail going in.
That's all good stuff.
Couple items that we found that we can't disclose at this point, but we will in the future after the season's over. Okay, but yeah,
I wondered how you were going to get around that.
Now,
he's clever. He's clever.
Now, do you sell the artifacts like the cannonballs, things like that? Does that get sold?
What we have left, yeah. What our backers don't have, what we get back, yes, we'll sell those.
Well, you could bring some of that if you got it. You know, when we have the Scuba Wise Treasure Days at Myers in September, that'd be a great time for people to come and look at the stuff and make a bid, whatever.
Yeah, well, between his coins and my coins, you could probably have a good day.
Yeah, you know, Ricky T was just asking what one of those cannonballs would go for.
Oh, geez,
everything depends on condition.
Yeah, it's true. But starting at a cannonball, they start about $800 from the 1715 fleet, and they go up from there.
Right, but it would have a certificate of authenticity, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. So would a musket ball.
Yeah.
I mean, even a little piece of pottery like that would have a certificate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, see, that's the wonderful thing about with you guys is you can authenticate it, so people know they're getting the real deal, and you know that they're not being cheated, because there's a lot of cheaters out there that are selling bogus stuff.
Yep, and the man who authenticates is sitting right here with us, Fizz. He's the one who puts his name on every single COA.
Yeah, and we've seen Captain Fizz on Pawn Stars too. So
that's right. Yes. Well, in all fairness, he has put his name on various things over the years, but this would be authentic.
Yeah, YouTube has a site called Best of Pawn Stars, and last time I looked, I was the first 2 episodes on there. It was just a great time. Rick and his dad are such fine people. I mean, unfortunately, I know his dad's passed away since then, but actually, I got to talk with them both quite a lot between takes on the television people. But people said to me, they said, "Well, did they pay you to go on there?" And I said, "No, they didn't pay me, but the next day on my website, I had over 5,000 hits, and I sold like $4,000 or $5,000 worth of coins. 5,000 hits. I haven't had them before or since."
Well, they'd pay you now because you are absolute star material. They'll pay you.
Yeah, for sure. So, do you sell your coins on your website, Cap?
I have 3 of them, and one of them, yes, it's too hard for me to keep up with. So I work with the DePaulas down in Key Largo, and they keep track of everything, and it's just a lot easier for me.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll get with you guys. I'll get with Phil the next couple of days. We'll decide on a date. Then I'll shoot you guys emails and see if y'all can come over, and you know, we'll go out and have some dinner, and you'll be home by that time, won't you, Fizz?
I suspect so. right now we're doing a new thing called the Treasure Experience. I'm working with a couple of old friends, and it's going to be. You can keep in touch with us by watching what we're doing. Um, it's something I've always wanted to do, but I was never good on television or anything like that. But these guys have a lot of connections. Anyway, I've on my Facebook page, I posted it last week. I'm going to put it up again. But anybody interested in wanting to get involved with actually following us and everything that we're doing, if they want to, I'm thinking maybe they could send me an email and I could put them on our list.
Well, if you want me to, I can post it on the group.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, post it on the Facebook.
And you just send it to me and I'll get it posted.
All right, good. Thanks.
It's a real interesting project he's working on. The website I took a look at, it's awesome what he's doing right now. So your viewers would love it.
Is the website up now? Is that website up now?
Is the website operational right now?
Yes, it is. But can you find it? I'm not good. You know, my granddaughter used to help me with computers in my phone, but then she found boys, and now I'm lucky I've got Mark there to take care of everything.
I got a
I'll send you guys the link after the show.
Okay.
That'll be great. We'll get it posted. And if you've got any write-ups about it, Captain, that you want us to post, just shoot it to me. I'll get it posted on the page with a link, and we'll mention it the next number of shows. Make sure that we
Good.
get it out there.
I'm not going to be home till about Thursday, and it might
fine.
take me a couple of days to get it to you, but I will get it to you.
Okay, and then what I'll do a little special announcement that'll go out to every place we broadcast to with just about that and how people can go and check it out.
I think so, but I'm not.
Thanks.
We'll hit another button.
Did I hit another button?
You must have, because you went away. What are you fiddling with?
Jocelyn said people are asking, are we doing a drawing tonight?
Yeah, but we're not right this minute. We're not.
Oh, I know that, Jeff. So you can answer them. They should have entered already.
I hadn't even seen that question.
I guess it must be on the Facebook group or something.
Well, I should be able to see all the Facebook.
Huh.
Got everything up. So, yeah, we are definitely doing a very, very good giveaway tonight.
So, Mark, are you wearing an Escudo?
Yeah, this is a Lima 8 Escudo from 1712. It came down from Douglas Beach down in Hutchinson Island, right by Fort Pierce.
Oh, okay. And is stuff like that? You guys sell stuff like that?
Not this quality. We're selling everything we sell is silver, not gold. Unless Carl has some gold hidden somewhere. This guy's not going anywhere but around my neck.
Okay. Yeah. So, what would you value something like that?
In today's market,
Yes.
if you look on Mel Fisher's website, there's a duplicate of this coin. It's going for $52,000 on their website right now.
Ooh,
That was 52,300.
Yes, that's correct, Carl. I sent you the link to it.
I can't believe that. I bought one of those years ago from Mike Dunn at $3,500, a really nice one. And now that $50,000.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Everything's going up. That's one reason why I came out with those Admiral Gardner things, and they're selling good.
Yes. So is that coin similar to the ones that Jim Tibbetts had found?
Let's see.
Crossbow.
If I get it close, you get a good view of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Rick Tumbleson just fainted, though, Mark. Because you let him try it on.
Yes.
The one time, and he just fainted.
So you can get.
It's a gorgeous coin.
Yes, it is. It really is. I can just barely get the detail on it. And
It
that is
doesn't do it justice on here.
right.
Not from my cam.
So 52,000 for a coin like that. I'm gonna put that
Well,
on
that's
my
what Bill Fisher's selling it for.
I'm gonna put that
It'd
on
be a
my
little less if I sold it, but it's not for sale.
yeah, I'm gonna put that on my birthday list or Christmas list. There we go. I'll tell my kids to
Yep.
get it for me. Oh goodness. But if somebody wanted to find a silver coin, it's a whole lot cheaper than that because I guess they're a lot more common then.
It is, but they've gone grossly up as well. Danny Sedgwick's auction's just doing fine, and it all high prices. I
Well, I
think a
think
lot of those oil sheiks are buying them.
right, and I think that there's a lot more interest in treasure coins now today, you know, because it's just metal detecting everything has gotten busier. People are just interested in that now. It's just to me, it's just an awesome hobby. You guys are at the high end of it, whereas the average person is just a treasure hunter, you know, on the weekends or retired doing it on the beaches. And they don't have the 1715 fleet to hunt unless they go over there on the beaches over there. But I just think it's a lot more popular today. And
Well,
that's
you look at the explosion of treasure hunting in general. How
yes.
many first-time detector buyers do you get a week? You know?
Oh, that's a majority of them, or probably 80%. You know, and a good week I'll sell 15 units, and a lot of them are beginner units. So
Yeah.
uh,
Well, you know, and the thing of it is, we look at the Treasure Talk group and the Florida Metal Detecting group. Where both Phil and I are the admins, so we have to approve people, and the amount of people that are first time treasure hunters or just getting into the hobby is immense. So
it
it's exploding.
yeah, so that means a lot of people won't be able to find that Ada Scudo coin, but they might have money and say, "Hey, you only live once," and they decide to buy something like that.
Well, yeah, you know they want
You
a
only
piece
have to
of
find one.
something, and that's why you know my idea to have you guys over to Tampa. I think it'd be a killer day.
Oh yeah,
You know, we can set up a place where y'all can display your coins and cannonballs or whatever, and we'll advertise it heavily. And I think it's going to be a great fun day.
yeah, it would be because we've had Captain Carl here before, and
Yeah, that's right.
and he signed books for people, and everybody loves seeing him here for sure.
Yeah.
Usually we have a little cooler weather though,
Well, mid-September, it might be, you know, be all right.
or it could be a hurricane,
Well, you never know.
and then everybody be over on the beach searching.
That's right.
Hey,
For
this is
sure.
Florida.
Yeah, you don't know, but
You
it's
don't
Well,
know.
it's like Mark said, it's Florida. Give me 15 minutes and the weather will change.
so. Cap, your shirt says Treasure Fest. Is that what it says?
Yeah, we have those get-togethers down at DePaula's in Key Largo every so often, and Billy prints up a lot of T-shirts, and everybody wears them. And
Yeah, that's
anyway,
good.
he's one of the local artists down there too. Pretty good, award-winning. I've got a Spanish galleon painting he did hanging over my desk.
Nice.
So, but anyway, you get down to Key Largo. He's on the farthest end of it, going south. It's the little shopping center there with the Winn-Dixie and a furniture store, a movie theater, and DePaula Jewelers. And we had a great day out there today. That water was flat as a board, and visibility was great. But then the clouds came in, and we had to run in the thunder boomer storms. And I have a thank you I need to make here to our boat captain. His name is Butch Parkerson, and his lovely wife Frances. I'm in their house right now, and they're feeding me, and believe it or not, they just keep the beers coming one right after the next. And so I just want to publicly thank these people.
Well, that's
Are you
awesome.
watching, Butch?
I'm in here. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, okay.
Are you telling them you want another beer? Is that what you're telling them?
That's what I
Pretty
thought.
soon, yes.
So I know Cap has come to our treasure hunting metal detecting club here in Tampa, and I think you did the one over there in Largo. And I just know that everybody loves you. They do.
That's fun. I think I've done pretty much every club more than once in the whole state. Yeah, it's always fun, and there's always something different or new popping up. So yeah, I like it.
Well, I was just fixing to say, any of y'all out there that have a or members of a club and are looking for guests. Now, these two, all three of them, Phil, Mark, and Captain Fizz, will be perfect guests for you for your club meetings, and they know how to do it remotely. So, if you're in Ohio and you want to do a club meeting and have them as guests, please do. And all you other folks out there, I know Digging Canuck would be interested in having you guys, you Captain and Mark, on her live stream. And anybody out there, if you want guests, 1, 2, 3, not me, those three perfect guests.
Oh, you're a good guest too, Jeff.
No, I got nothing for nobody. So just keep that in mind. If you have trouble getting in touch with them, get in touch with me, and I'll put you in touch with them. You're good with that, Mark, right?
Absolutely.
Captain?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Phil?
Now that
Absolutely.
you brought that up, I've attended a lot of club meetings, like the Hammerheads in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been to on just like this. I've been to their meetings a few times.
Yeah,
It's
because
always fun.
yeah, it's always good to talk treasure. So,
Yeah.
Mark, you don't get to disclose your finds till what? Does it go to the state first, or who gets it first?
Queen's Jewels gets it first. He
Okay.
turns everything into the state, and then he gets it back from the state.
Okay.
Okay, with the state keeping a percentage if they want anything that we found. Okay, so it's up to them whether they want to keep it or not. Now, normally, if it's gold, things on that order, the state's going to probably keep it, or something rare that they haven't seen before, the state will keep it. Otherwise, they normally turn it back over. Okay, they're allowed to take a percentage of every rec site that you work.
Oh, okay.
So now we're only working one rec site. So if we lose anything, it'd be 20% of what we have. So we'll see. But we'll be turning on everything will be turning in by probably the end of August. We'll be done for the season by then.
Right.
Okay, cool. Now, just to clarify for those that may not understand, Queen's Jewels are the leaseholders, correct?
That is correct.
And you guys are affiliated with Queen's Jewels.
We are a subcontractor for Queen's Jewels. To be a subcontractor, you have to have a blower boat, a boat with a blower on the back where you can actually blow holes down into the sand. Okay, because you got to remember these wrecks have been down there for 308 years as of today. So, okay, they're buried in the sand, most of the stuff. So when you're going down, you're blowing holes 3-4 feet down, and you're taking metal detectors down to the bottom. You're searching the holes. Some of the stuff's on the surface. It's writing on the bottom, like some cannonballs and stuff that's been uncovered over the years. But yet, most of the stuff we find is in the holes that we do.
Well, I'm certain that they want people such as you guys that know what you're doing. They don't want somebody out there, that has no idea, because you got to be able to recognize some of this stuff that may look like junk to other people, or they may go about it ham-handedly and ham-fisted down there and could damage stuff. So I'm certain they're not going to have anybody as a subcontractor that doesn't have a pretty awesome resume. Am I correct in that?
They have to have a good resume. Matter of fact, we have to sign a contract of how we're going to do it, what we're going to do, and even who we have on board. Some of your viewers that we have are actually come out with us on our boat. The gentleman who did our artwork for us, Gary Penta, you guys know well.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on our boat. Another gentleman by the name of Jerry. I'm not going to use his last name here, but he's been on the show many, many times also as a guest. And He's one of our divers. Plus, we have a gentleman from the Navy SEAL Museum who comes out who was with one of the UDT teams. Is one of our divers. We have got a lot of good people that come out on our boat and dive. So we're looking forward to get Fizz out there. Those who are waiting for in a couple of weeks, he'll be out with us too.
Oh, that'd be you know, you got to shoot. If you would be so kind, Mark, because I know you're not technically sabotaged like most of us are. Give me a 2-minute video of Fizz diving, and I'll post
I
it.
could do that. I could do that, but you have to understand all the photos that I take on the boat have to be sent to Queen's Jewels first
Okay.
for approval before they can be posted.
Okay. Whenever you get it,
That's
if you get
that's
it
part of
done,
my contract with them.
if you get it done and we get the okay, we'll be
Otherwise,
good.
I can send you a whole bunch of stills, which I have.
Okay.
Well, we'll
That'll
take
be
that
what
too.
works.
So,
That'll work.
Okay.
so Mark, who owns Queen's Jewels?
I'd say the gentleman that runs it is John Brandon. And John Brandon's a very famous name amongst the 1715 fleet. He used to own a boat called the Endeavor. He's been doing it for many, many years.
50.
I guess Fizz can probably give you more background on John Brandon than I could.
Okay.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, I'd have to say Brandon is probably the best of the best. I've
Absolutely
known
agree.
him for years, and we've been good friends. And I'm glad that I can call John Brandon a friend.
Okay.
And every time I talk about him, I say something complimentary. He deserves it, but he's never been the kind of person like to jump in front of the camera or to hog the spaces or anything like that. He's just a mild kind of guy, a nice guy. And in fact, I put in my book that if there's a better treasure hunter in the world than John Brandon, I never met him.
Okay.
Well, he is, like you say, he doesn't like to get in front of the camera because I have been unsuccessful in 2 years of trying to coerce him to come on the show.
He's a great guy. He's the one who put us in the area that we're in.
Yeah.
That's why we're working where we're at.
I mean, he's always extremely polite. He says, I'd rather not, and I have to respect that. You know, some people just aren't, don't want to get in the camera, and I understand that.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how do you guys decide where you're going to blow the hole?
We use AutoCAD charts. Matter of fact, every hole that's been blown out there has every year we've got to turn our coordinates and our longitude and latitude of every single hole that we blow. And it's all included into an AutoCAD chart. And these AutoCAD chart goes back, decades. So they've been added in over the years. We can see where a hole's been blown, where it hasn't been blown, what's been found in each hole, or if it was an empty hole. So we kind of open it to AutoCAD chart, look at the area, we do overlays with it using another program also. And we figure out where we want to go. That's how we found the scatter path that we're on, working the ballast line coming from, about a mile offshore, heading into shore. And we're following the ballast coming in, and again, the cannonballs, the pottery, the musket balls, stuff on that order. We've been just following it in. So as we dig the holes, and a lot of stuff, like I said, are not in the holes. So that's how we find it, though, is we have charts that we use.
Okay. And does the stuff move around with all these storms that we have?
Sure, it does. Over the years, over 300 years, that stuff moves. There's no doubt. But a cannonball is not going to move too far, I promise you. And you got the reefs there with the ledges. Gary Penta was on our boat with us, and he pulled up, 17 or 18 musket balls just in one dive in one spot underneath it, which he hit with his aquapulse underwater.
Oh, okay.
It just came up with a handful of them. Okay, they were underneath the ledge. They didn't move from there all those years.
Right.
And that same area, other cannonballs were found, some EO objects, which are encrusted iron objects, which we're not sure what they are. They could be absolutely nothing, but they could be anything. We don't know. We'll find out after we turn them in.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Very cool.
Well, Jeff, it looks like you got the banner up, so we doing something?
We are doing our famous giveaway, and this is going to be a good one. I'm going to tell you. Now, as always, you can enter on Facebook, Treasure Talk, or Treasure Talk YouTube. You have to be a member, and I have checked, so everybody that their name was drawn is a member. And once I call your name, and only if I call your name, please, you'll have 3 minutes to text me at my phone number right there. Now, what we're giving away tonight, we're giving away a choice of either book from Fizz. We'll have two winners. It's Man Overboard and Uncharted Waters. Uncharted Waters, Man Overboard. You can have either one of those, and they will be autographed and signed by the captain. Also, those winners will receive a cap and a patch from Mark Littleton, and that is an awesome, awesome, awesome prize right there. So get your fingers ready.
That's a new one.
That looks good too. Absolutely.
That's right. So they're going to have two winners. And what you have to do is you have to be tuned in to win, and you have to enter with a phrase that I gave you. And the phrase that we use for tonight is, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And that's the name of the show. So get ready, because I'm going to call two names. You will have 3 minutes to text me at my number on the screen. So get ready. Paul Casper and Adventures in Michigan with Lisa. You are the winners if you text me within 3 minutes.
And I think
Again, I got to give a plug to Gary Penta and thank him for doing our artwork on the hat and for the patches. They're amazing work.
Oh,
So,
he's
thank you, Gary.
very, very talented.
talented
Yes.
artist, and I saw he posted on Treasure Talk that today was the day 300 and what, 15 years ago or something, that the
308 years ago.
308 years ago, that the 17
At 2 a.m. in the mornings when the hurricane started.
Yes. And how many lives? Do you guys know how many lives were lost on that?
Originally, they said it was about 1,000, but that number's been up to around 1,500 now that they've actually determined that were lost during that storm and that night.
That's where Jack had it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
At
that's
1,500, yes.
yeah. And that was just off the east coast of Florida, where you guys are at.
Well, you know what, Mark? He may, Gary Penta is so talented in a lot of different areas. It would be really cool if he did a miniature pandion.
Yes.
Because he does.
Matter of fact, Gary did
does miniature detectors and stuff that are just unbelievable.
Gary did a miniature pandion for me, which I have under glass and has divers below it. Looks like it's sitting on the water with divers directly below it, the light coming up from the bottom. It's a really cool piece he did for me.
I have a conception that he did.
Yeah. Hey, Philip Faircloth is asking you, Mark, can we buy a hat somewhere? I guess they like that hat.
They're very cool hats. You guys are more than welcome to post my email address. I will sell the hats. Now, they're embroidered. They're very expensive hats. I have to sell them for $30 a piece.
Mm-hmm. A good hat.
If they're anywhere in the States, I'll include shipping with it.
Yeah. So people who want that, it is a cool hat, and it's a neat piece for sure. So if you want that, you can email them and get it if you want, for sure.
Well, our winners must not be watching.
I just saw them both on there.
Well, they're not texting, so they got about another minute, and I'm going to go on to some other names.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
Because I saw both of them in the live stream.
Yep.
In the feed. So, well, you win some, you lose some, for sure. So, Cap, are you going to the Caribbean?
Yes, it's just we've got a lot of problems to work out first, but we've all been approved and we've signed contracts. So I'm hoping I'll be down there 6 or 7 or 8 weeks. I've worked all down there before through that area and done pretty good. Actually, anytime you find thousands of coins, that's always pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't mind saying it. I've been lucky.
Yeah. Hey,
well, I think those two people, Phil, not to interrupt, but it's been 3 minutes. They have not texted. So I'm going to call a couple other names.
Go right ahead. Okay.
We got Dirty Paws Detecting and Grammar Time.
And Grammar Time just got a question up asking, are you guys looking for divers to help?
Yeah, that's Moonlight Graham right there.
Well, he can always contact us. We'll talk to him. Sometimes we do look for divers, but it's not all about the diving. Actually, treasure hunting is very, very hard work. We get people that come out with us for a day, and we never see them again after that one day. It's true. They're pulling ropes. They're pulling 40-pound anchors. Okay, they're helping log coordinates. It's a lot of work on the boat. I mean, I want to know what other skills they have. Is he a mechanic or whatever? But contact me. I'm more than happy to talk to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let me just throw something in there. It's if you ever want to get into treasure seriously, I suggest you start, but you get yourself a metal detector and learn how to use it. I've had people tell me, "Yeah, I'll go with you." I said, "What kind of metal detector you guys?" Said, "Well, none yet." I said, I metal detected for 6 years on my own before I even had a shot at getting on a real treasure boat.
Yeah. So, Jeff, did you get the text? Because it looks like Lisa said she sent one.
I never got it.
It's,
So Grammar Time is here. And Dirty Paws. Dirty Paws wants to pick it up at your shop, Phil.
okay.
But he's not, well, that's not going to work, Mike, because Mark is sending the hats and with the patches, and Carl's got to autograph the book. So those two that won Grammar Time, you need to pick the book that you want, whether it be Uncharted Waters or Man Overboard, and send it to me in an email at Treasure Talk Show. Let's see. Let me get that up there. Treasure Talk Show at gmail.com with your name, address, phone number, the book that you want. And I will forward those to Mark and Captain Fizz, and they will sign your winnings and get it out to you. And you're going to be very, very glad that you did. So we thank you very much for watching. And Captain, you and Mark, you know, you guys rock. What can I say?
Absolutely. And
Thanks.
And for the winners or the people trying to enter our prizes here, Jeff always puts his phone number there, and that's what you have to text to. So if you missed it this time, be ready next time.
Yep, indeed.
He always puts the number up there, and that's what you have to text to.
So, you know, I did not get any texts other than from Dirty Paws and Moonlight Graham. So,
Yeah. So it has to text to the phone numbers where it goes. Anyway, let's keep going. So, Cap, you're. I thought you were going to be in the Caribbean soon, but it sounds to me like the government there is slowing things down.
I don't quite know how to answer that question, so I won't.
Okay.
I'll
We
tell
got
you
it.
when I see you.
We understand completely.
Yes, I think the government has different ideas of what they want to do with treasure hunting for sure.
Yes, indeed.
No comment.
Yeah.
Mark, why don't you tell us, give us a typical day
Yes.
with you guys on the Pandion?
Boy, okay. Well, we normally meet up at our dock, which is at Taylor Creek Marina at Fort Pierce, about 6:30 in the morning. Okay, our boat's not in the water when we get there. We don't put the boat in the water at 7 o'clock, but we stock the boat for the day, lunch for the guys, everything else, water on the boat, soda. Boat goes in the water. We make sure it's fueled up. Then we start heading out to our site. Our site's about an hour and a half away from our dock where we go. We get to the site. We throw our bow anchor out first. Then we check the water conditions because if it's zero visibility, well, it's worthless to be out there for us. But if the visibility is more than 6 inches, we run out our other two anchors, which hold the stern in place. So we're actually basically a three-point wedge. So the boat's not moving. And when we lower our blower, we pin it. then with the exact coordinates where we want to be, we'll start blowing our first hole. So we blow the first hole, divers get in the water, they work the hole. One normally works in the hole itself. Having two, pulse induction metal detectors close to each other, you can't do that underwater. They just scream at each other. So they have to be at least, 6, 8 feet apart. So
Mhm.
one works the brim, one works inside the hole. Work there for 10, 15 minutes. When we're done, they come up, they give us whatever they have or nothing, tell us what the hole is, the bottom conditions, water temperature. Then we move the boat 5 feet with the ropes. Then we blow another hole. That continues all day long until we're done at the end of the day. In a normal day, we can probably blow 30 to 35 holes in a day. Okay, which that's the way it's been this season so far. Other seasons, there are times we blew 3 holes in a day because, the way we were working it. But this season, we're doing quite well the way we're going.
Well,
So that's the
depends on
day.
what
It's a
you
long,
find.
it's a long day.
How
I,
much?
I
How
want
much?
to tell you, Mark was a godsend because the way it started before Mark showed up was I had to cuss the engine out for 45 minutes every day. And then it's, and I actually made me pray once. I said, God, can you send me somebody? And the next thing you know, there's Mark, and now everything's running just fine.
Well, like Forrest Gump said, Captain, when you have to cuss the engine, people don't think it works, but it does.
So,
Well,
Mark,
Yeah, that boat's been a labor of love.
yes.
how much fuel do you guys use in a day?
Well, the diesel prices being about $4 a gallon, maybe a little bit higher than that, marine diesel. We go through probably about a tank a day, which is probably about 30 gallons. So it can add up.
Well, it does
It
that.
adds up pretty
There's
quick.
nothing cheap about it. Then you got all the dive tanks and all that kind of stuff. So it's not without its expense, I'm certain.
It's a very expensive proposition. If you're doing this to get rich, stay on the beach and buy a metal detector from Phil and metal detect the beach if you want to get rich doing this.
There
Okay,
you
it's not
go.
going to be doing it on a boat.
All right.
We do it for the love of the history.
We do have a question from Joe 4077. He's asking, how deep is the water where you're working?
Wow. Actually, you have to remember the 1715 fleet actually hit the reefs, and the reefs are in shallow water. Now, these boats drafted about 20 feet to 27 feet, depending on which ship it was that came in. So it's actually very shallow water. The area we're working right now is between 10 to 15 feet. It's not deep at all. So you can actually use, one tank and be down there for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Right. I was going to say it gives you more bottom time. Have y'all ever considered using hookah outfits when it's that shallow?
We do. We have a hookah on the boat. It's a gas-powered Browning hookah. Okay, it goes on the top of our boat. We start it up. We can run 2 hookah lines off of it. Personally, I prefer to being on tanks. Now, Captain Brad, he loves the hookah. Carl loves the hookah, but I like being on tanks because I'm not limited to where I can go.
Right.
Our backers that come out on our boat, our guests, a lot of times we'll put them on the hookah too. And that keeps them attached to the boat. They feel safe, and we can keep a better eye on them in the water that they don't drift off. Because having 3-point anchors on the boat, you're not pulling your anchors or going anywhere fast if somebody drifts off on you.
Right.
Just a safety factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, boy, Jeff, that hour went super fast.
It does. It does. And I tell you guys, we're going to try and put this Pandion days together at Myers Metal Detectors. I just think that would be an absolute hoot. And any of y'all that, if you've got vacation time coming, we'll give you plenty of lead time on it. If you come down to Florida and you want to meet the legends, right here, these two and Phil, it's going to be a great day. You'll get to see a lot of great treasure stuff. You'll get to buy some treasure from the 1715 fleet and other ones from Captain Fizz and Mark, and tremendous education and just have an outstanding time. Plus, if you got any metal detector questions, Phil can take care of that.
Absolutely.
So we'll get everything posted, give you time. We have to decide on a date and make sure that Captain Fizz and Captain Mark are available, and we'll try to get Brad in on it as well. That way, in person, we won't have the difficulties that he had. So,
for sure.
um,
Well, guys, I wanted to thank you for being on here, Mark and Captain Fizz, and Jeff. Thank you, buddy, and thank you, Jocelyn. But our hour just went too quick.
It did.
flew
Thank you
by.
for having us.
It flew by. Now, it was only about a 2-beer show, wasn't it, Captain?
3.
Well, that's that's okay.
Well,
That's
now you
okay.
can get the rum.
That's right.
Yes, that's next.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm on medication, so I can't be indulging, but not for long.
There
I'll
you
have
go, Jeff.
some making up to do.
That's okay. I'll do it for you.
Yeah,
Okay, I
just
appreciate
positive,
that.
Jeff,
See, you can always count on the captain to pick up the slack.
That's
Yeah.
right.
for sure.
Everybody, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight. These two guests, and we apologize that Brad had some real bad technical difficulties. He couldn't get linked up when he was having computer problems. But the next time he's on, we'll get him back on, and we'll try to get him over to Pandion Days. And possibly we can talk Gary Pinta into coming over on Pandion Days and show you some of his artwork, which is just magnificent.
Yes, it is. That'd be a good idea.
And
Yes, it is a good idea.
and you got to see, if you ever wanted to see a true metal detecting store where if Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it, you'll see it that day.
For sure.
So we hope to get this put together where we can have a really good time, and you guys can have a good time. Mark, I can't thank you enough. Captain Fizz, I can't thank you enough for any time that we call. You're always ready to go, and we appreciate that. And we want to just thank everybody for watching. Happy hunting, everybody.
Dig deep.
And dig deeper, and good night.
See you guys.